Hello and welcome back for my video about the project Family Organizer. In this video I will make the UI interface for the configuration when you're hitting for the setup page, and I spoke about it a little bit in the previous video. So let's starting and begin. The first we want is create here is like the login. So we need to tell it should be a V app, and inside here we need a V content, and we need a V container. In a container here we need to tell it should be a field, and then field height, so it's going from the top of the screen to the bottom. Inside here we need a V layout, and we need to put it into the center, align center, and then justify center, and then V-flex. On small screens it should be 12 columns, on extra small, sorry, and on small should be 8, on the medium screen sizes and higher should be 6. And then we will create a card here and a class. We need a little shadow here and put 12 on it, and then we need a V toolbar. The toolbar should be primarily as a color and should be dark, so we have a white text and then a flat, and we'll call it Family Organizer and set up configuration screen. And if we save it here and go back, you can see now we have the Family Organizer set up and configuration screen. And we need a little bit of space here. The next we want to create is a V-card text. And this should be inside the V-card. And this should be in the toolbar. And I need a V toolbar title. And I want to copy this inside, and then we can clean a little bit up here so it's easier to read. And now we are ready to the V-card text. Inside the V-card text I will create a V-form, and inside the V-form we will have a V-text field, and then we need a label as an input field, and I will make a title like your family name, and the type should be text. And you can see we have the text box here. The next we want to build should be how many adults did we have inside the family. Adults meaning 18 years and older, and how many childs and how many pets did we have. So let's build this area here. V row, sorry, and V col, and then we put it inside here and say calls is 12, and when you're on medium screens you'll use 4. We copy those down here, and inside here, the first one, we will make a text field again. And because we have a lot of settings, I will make it this way. And we said the label should be add-ons, and then we want to make a hint so people know what the meaning of this field is. So how many people are over 18 years, and we want to say the type should be number and the minimum should be 0. Let's copy this field down here, and we have child, and we have pets below, and how many lovely pets did you own? And now we have 3 boxes here. And to make a little data down here, we need a VSpace again. We have a little spacing up here and a line break. And what we want, it's we want some data where we can push in to say we have 1 adult and we have 1 child and we have 1 pet. So we're going down here and creating data, and what we want to return should be family adults sorry, data, and then we need adults. Default should be 1, child should be 0, and pets should be 0. And it's because as default we want only require 1 user to be in the system. So up here we want to bind it to vModel and family data adults, and copy this down here, and we'll say pets and child. Save it, and we can now put it up and everything is perfect. Reload it, and going back to editor, the next we want to do, it's to say if you have 1 adult or more, then make a loop about the data, and if not, then make a warning about you need minimum 1 adult for your family. So that's what we want here. The template is just a container, is doing nothing. So we if parse int and family data adults, and then should be more than 0, minimum adults found, and then we have 1 here, say BLs, and if no adults are put in, then we will make a valert and say the type should be warning. And we'll say you need at least 1 adult in your family. So in this case we have minimum 1 adult found, and if I do it this way, you need 1. So that's perfect. but I can see we need to move this inside here. Sorry, not in the form. Yes, in the form. And then we can say 2, and we have nothing. So the next step we need should be to making the loop when we have it. So we need the template here again, and we make it before. And what we're doing here is looping the family data like adults. So we have the adults, childs, and pets. So the first one to do here, it's the marking button should be 0, and what we want here, it should be the number and then the index of the family. And I have a little issue here. One more here, it should be inside. We make a for loop. In pass int with value. And then we should have it. Let's see, 1 adult, 2 adult, 1 child, and 1 pet. And then we need to say add new tag. Let's take a template more. If our key is adults, place the adult content here, and we need 2 more. And then the pets. Let's see how it's happening. And it's working as it should be, not for now. And just a second. Below here we need a spacer. Yes. And then we are ready to building the content about the adult and child and the pet. So let's start into building the adult content here. For this we need a row again, b row, and what we want is binding the key. The key for this should be the index and then the number, so we know that. So we have a unique identifier. And then inside we need a b column, and one more time here we say colors is equal to 12 and medium screens and bigger should be 4. We will create a vtext field, and we have small content here, so say label is equal to name and then the hint. What is the full name? You can see the adult here, and if I copy it, adult 1, 2, 3, So that's perfect. Let's copy this column. We need it for gender, and we need it for birthday, and we need one for relationship, like a friend and something like that. And then we need the email for the adult. So this should be type text, and down here we need a gender, and we expect this should be an option box. So let's say select adult gender and then the female. And the next one should be the birthday. That's the birthday, and types equal to date. And the next one should be relationship. And the last one, I will put it to 8 because this is the last box, so we call it email. And what we want to tell here should be family I have spelling error. Just a second, I need to spelling it right. Here we go. And then we have the name, gender, relationship, and the date of the birthday. And you can say male, you can type female, but it will be more nice if it's option, so you need to select it. Like here you can say girlfriend, boyfriend, and whatever. So let's going back and make the relationship and the gender to something useful. So let's going down here, and what we want now, it's options. So we'll make something like options, and here I will call it human, because we need one with the pets too. What we need about the pet I will explain later. The first one is the gender, and inside here we have a male, like a gender, then a female, and then prefer not to say. And now I'll not take care about other genders. I know there will be more out there, but for now I'm just use this. That's fine. And sorry for hurting someone. And then we have the relationship. We will say the king. The king is the male part in the family, like that. Or if you are two women, the one that's a man, and the other one will be the queen. So let's say the queen here, the queen. So in the family you have the king and you have the queen, or you can have two kings and you can have two queens. And then we have a friend, let's say the child, and then you have the friend. that's what we have. And let's scrolling up, and the gender should be vSelect, and item should be equal to options human gender. Going down here to relationship and select and relationship. And now I can change the gender to the male, female, and prefer not to say. And then you have the relationship should be the king, the queen, child, and the friend. So if we put it up here, you can say the king and the queen, or you can say two kings, or you can say two queens, or you can put the queen and a child and a queen and a friend. It's up to you. I reload again and we can go back for the editor. Now we need for the pet. I will not do it for the child right now, so let's do it for the pet. Need a row here again, and we call where we have columns with 12, and we have medium 4, and we multiply by 3, and here we go. And then we have the vText field, and inside here we have a label, should be the name, and hint should be what are your pet's name. The type should be text, and default is always will be text, but I love to see what type it is. And then we copy this and put it down here, and what we want here is the which pet. Select the pet, example dog or cat, and then we have the select for this, and item should be options pet, and let's say type. I'll say a dog is a pet type, so that's what we call it. We can scroll down and going into the type, and for the type, the type should be dog, cat, and other. And then we have gender for the animals too. For the pet, we have a male, female, and then we will say don't know. Which type, and which type, and gender. Let's see how it's working. So let's say one pet. Which pet should be a dog, and gender male. Put something inside here, and that's nice. So let's going back to this and say birthday. and type should be data. We have it here. So now we have building the pet and the adult. So if I put this down, it's saying we have issue, and put up, and we have a pet here, and we can say how many pets we have. So what we need now is the child. So let's continue with the child. So that's building the child content now, when we have the adult and we have the pet. So we need a v row and a v column with cost 12, and then medium screens is 4, multiply by by 5, and the last one should be the email. So I can start typing whatever we have from that also. What is much faster is just to copy it and say the row, going down to the child and put it inside here, the index, and I'll copy this down for the pet, and we have it here. So the child should be name, Ginger, relationship, email, Ginger, and the birthday. My idea is when you have a child, it will remove everything, only to put the child inside here. And one of my other ideas will be when you select the king, it will pre-select the male. Of course you can change it, but as default it will change it, because it's almost will be the king is equal to the male, but it's up to you what you want to select. And then the queen will select the female. And remember, when we coming later in this project, I will create so the queen and the king always will be the administrator of the family, but you can always giving the ranks to the child and to the friends if you need it. But as default, the administration is only for the king and for the queens. So the next step will be like, I'm agree everything is okay, and then I want to complete my setup configuration here, and I have a small spelling errors here, so let's fix that. Okay, I'm spelling very bad. We have a pet here, and we have email, and then scrolling up we have a mail here too. So let's going down here. What I want to build now should be the v checkbox here. And we have a label. Do you agree? And I'm ready to set up this family. And of course I want to make some v model to bind it. So here v model is equal to agreed. Agree, just say agree. And default should be false. So you can see here. So let's going back and build the final button. I will say vcard actions. In the action I want to be vspacer, and then vbgn with the color should be primary, and then should be disabled if it's the other than agreed. Like if the agreed is true, then disable is false, and if agreed is false, then disable is true. So put it up here and say this is fine, and the color disabled, that's fine, and complete my configuration. Complete my family configuration, and we have it here, and we have a little bug here, you can see. So let's do it this way, and you can see if we agree, that's fine. And if I'm going to here, so of course we need something like if you have 0 here and you have agreed, you can't set it up. And we need some click called make configuration, and we'll put it inside methods. And let's see what we have in the console. We have the console here, so that's perfect. Let's make the last thing in the UI interface for now. I will say this. So if we put this down, it should be not equal. Yeah, here we go. If you have $0, even if you a little bit here, it's wrong. Just a second, and then we are ready. And this is equal to, if this is true and family data adults equal is bigger than 0, then it's false. Sorry for my watch is saying the annoying sound. It's because I'm recording too much, so I need to move around, but that's okay. I don't have time to move, I need to tell you what's happening. So if you have, do you agree? And yes, everything is working fine now. And thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I will inspire you to using the Beautify UI interface and how you can create your own setup page. I create this UI for my project Family Organizer. You can download my source code on GitHub. The links will be down in the comments fields, and you can follow me on GitHub too. I hope you want to subscribe my channel here on YouTube. You can press on the thing in the right corner below. And of course, if you have any questions, please make the comments below. I will try to answer them as fast as I can. and give it a like, share with your friends, and I hope you enjoy your time here with my video. And thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you next time in the next videos.